separating of what some would consider Tiamat, the feminine principle that gave birth to the heavenly realms and the earthly realms. If it weren't for this chaotic situation, none of us would have anywhere to exist. There would be no heaven and there would be no earth. So whether the queen of heaven that the Bible is speaking to are the daughters that were birthed, or it is speaking to this entity that has given life to this planet that those in ancient times spoke to, that even God in the Bible speaks to. For without, we would not have a plane to exist upon. I'll read it. Chapter 50 of the book of Isaiah, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement? I know this by heart. I don't even need to read it. I've pondered this so deeply. Where? God says, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement? Y'all got all these rumors and these theories and you think you know it all and you got it all down packed. Where is the proof of what you say? Where? Who can you reference that can come and speak for such? God is saying, she and I alone know. I'll keep going. Thus saith the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? That's the only fact that is on the table, is that God has put her away. What does he mean by putting her away? Is it locking her up somewhere, throwing her into some vast abyss? Put her to sleep. He put her to sleep. Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Friend, behold, for your iniquities ye have sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. Listen, the story of Tiamat is a very interesting story. As I said, she was slain. And I'm not going to get all into the details of it, but she was slain because she and her husband found that the children that were in the world at the time, in her world at the time, were troublesome people. They kept a lot of problems up. And because of that, they were going to get rid of them, do it all over again. And word gets out about this, and they revolt somewhat against her. Her children rebelled against her. And in her hearing of this rebellion, she begins to not have faith in her children being able to defend her. You see, her children, her sons, were her defense. They were the defenders of her throne. But because they did not want to be managed by her any longer, and they did not, most importantly, want to straighten out their ways, they wanted to just replace her. So what she does is she creates new entities, monsters that she can trust to do her will. She's creating entities that she can pre-program. Just like some of y'all create these sigils and you can pre-program them and they're your army and all that. She's doing the same thing, but at a heightened level. Whereas your entities live in the imaginary realm, she's able to pull them from the imaginary realm into physical life and give them breath, and they're animated and they're walking and they're acting and they're what have you. She brings her ideas into the world of life. And a lot of them are monsters because she needed them to be. Because they had one job, and that job was to protect. They were not created to be a new species that would take form within the world that she was within and live and multiply and all those things. They were protectors. She gave way to the dragons. All of them. And the original dragons, when you read the story, were just that, dragons that were protectors to her kingdom, which was the only kingdom. She had no rival. She had no enemy. The only enemy she had were the enemies she gave birth to. Her sons. And these dragons will be deeply loyal to her. And they will wage war on behalf of her against her own sons. And although she and her husband would be slain, these dragons would live on, just like the sigils that we spoke to live on, even though those that create them don't pour attention into them anymore. And these dragons would still have life, and they would need a way to live, be of use. This is why when you see in many of the Middle Eastern and the vast kingdoms of the world, these dragons, this is representative to that. This is where it all started. They were protectors to her kingdom.